Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear us well. Please just give me a short message if the sound is fine. Today we have an English stream. I hope you can understand everything well. My English is not the best, but I hope it will cover every words I need. On the other side of the internet, there is a good friend of mine from Poland. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Lukasz. I came from Poland and I'm CEO of Orzol Studio company that makes great models, I hope. Well, I'm sure that we make great models. I'm totally happy that our models have such great customers, and you are saying that our models are really, really nice. And Guten Morgen.
They're totally. Maybe you have seen some of the models from Orzol Studio at our YouTube channel. We had there the flying beasts. We had Grunt. We had the dragon. So we have a lot of things you could have already seen, and they are an awesome quality. Great designs and a very, very nice customer service behind it. One of the guys is Lukasz. So, good morning Roger, good morning Torwart, good morning Orwell, good morning Stefan, and good morning Tobias. Yes, so let's start about it. Maybe a easy question for the starting. What was your intention to start producing miniatures?
Everything started on my childhood. When I was a kid, it was about more than 30 years ago. I was playing with miniatures, a little toy soldiers and something like that, like normally boy in the home. But I use my imagination to make different situations, different fantasy monsters, and so on and so on. And that my imagination and my dreams go with me through the whole years. So when I was growing up, when I was older, I started to thinking about what should I do to make some models. What shall I do to make them, to produce them? And that dream comes to the point where I said with my partner Robert Orzol, okay, let's do this. Let's make some models.
Great.
So that was the start of it. The dreams and the imagination from my childhood.
And what was the first steps in there? So you started with a printer, or do you start with hand modeling?
We start with the hand modeling. The first things that we made were the bases. The first things on our little shop was the bases from the dwarf holds, something like that. It was 25 millimeter, 40 millimeter, and 60 millimeter bases. And then the second thing was the first beast. It was the first Kadros.
Kadros, yes.
Yes, but it was only a beast without the rider. It was sculpted by hand by Robert, and we was shocked that it goes so well. That people say, "Hey, it looks really nice, but where is the rider?" So we think, okay, we need to move forward. So we buy printer and start to make some changes. The first beast was changed into 3D model and then 3D printed, and we made to it rider, Kadros.
Very nice. And how long do you running the shop? So when was the first model
It was in 2017, so it will be about 3 years from now.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be 3 years.
Very nice. And tell me, now your shop is a little bit bigger, so you're 3 persons at the moment, or are there more?
Well, there are more because I've got two persons on production line.
Okay.
I'm the third one that trying to handle everything. So on production, speaking with clients and technology and so on and so on. The fourth person is Robert Orzol, who is from the beginning.
Okay.
He's main project manager. And lately, Tomasz came to our company as the person who makes customer service, speak with clients, and trying to show us in the mass media. So
Amazing.
now we have got 5 persons on board.
But you are not. It's not a whole job for everybody, just besides the normal job, or do you just working for Orzol Studio?
From February,
Okay.
we have made a big step because in February I end my normal work in office
Okay.
and start working only in Orzol Studio. It was
Very
big step
nice.
because it was a bit risky.
Yes.
I was not sure if the Orzol Studio will handle with all the payments that I need to make.
Okay.
For the employees, for the place, for the machines, and so on and so on. But it's going well.
Okay.
I'm happy for that.
If I understand it the right way, you're not just producing your miniatures, you're also manufacture them for other guys. So they bring the design and you produce it. Is it right?
Yes, that's right. That is the main. Well, the making models for other producers is more stable on the production.
Okay.
So we made just the line, getting order for 100, 200, few hundreds of models, and it just goes in the production line. So I'm sure that the payment will be done for the everything.
Yes. But it's very nice because you don't have to produce 1,000 different miniatures. You can work with other companies, and you have a very high standard of quality, so they can profit from it as well. So that's very nice. I saw some of them; they are amazing.
Thank you.
So at the moment I don't just use the questions I give you before. Some of them just appears in my head. So how does it work? You do a file for the printer, then you print it one times, and then you cast it. Do I understand this right?
Yes. Well, before the 3D models, we need to make some sketches. So everything goes from our mind to the drawing, just first draws, checking the scale, checking if everything is okay. Then Robert is making a 3D model in computer. Then it's printed. We check everything once again, and then we mold it and cast in resin.
Okay, very nice. You just work with resin at the moment. One of the questions of the community was, is there a possibility to work with plastic? I know the answer already because it's very expensive, but I would like to hear your opinion to this.
Now we are thinking about going to white metal casting, not in plastic. And just like you said, it's very costly, but the most costly process is making the molds, the forms. It's about 100 or 200 times more costly than making the molds from the silicone. Of
Okay.
course, the process of the casting plastic elements is lower, definitely lower, but I cannot make 1, 2, 10 or 50 models because the cost of the production will be too high. I need to go straight to make about 200, 500, 1000 models just to make sure that the whole production process will go on the lower process, but prices. But then I will have another problem because I will have a lot of stocks in my warehouse, and will wonder what to do with this.
So you need a bigger warehouse as well.
A bigger warehouse and a bigger selling points. So I have to be sure that those products will go in about, I don't know, half an hour, half a year. Sorry, half a year.
Okay. Yes.
At
Okay.
this point, I'm not sure about this. Maybe in future we are thinking about our own system, battle system game. So maybe in future.
Okay. That would be nice. Plastic is always well, but I have to say your resin is very, very nice. So it's not that important that you get something in plastic. I can work with it very well, and I think you're one of the companies with the lowest failure in casting.
No,
In my opinion.
that's
In my opinion.
nice to hear that. Well, even if something happened, we always try to make our clients really happy and satisfied. So
Yes.
if even something will bad happen, we try to send another copy.
Yes. Just a short thing. Toddward also talked in the chat that the Beast of Cardros is very awesome, and thank you, Pacino, for the abo. And Operation Mad Dog also he's just browsing the website, and the minis are all awesome there.
Thank you very much.
So you cast in resin. It's possible to do this at home as well. Do you have any tips for somebody who wants to cast something at home?
I got a lot of tips, to be honest, and we can make another stream about it. But it's so big topic to talk. But the few little ideas for the people who want to cast at home. First, do not cast at home. Please find a place where you can freely cast it. I don't know, garage or something like that. Because when you use silicone and resin at home, it can be risky. You can destroy furniture or something like that. My wife's still telling me that I'm making some big plate of silicone on the carpet. It was not good. So please make sure that you won't destroy anything.
I hope
The second thing,
I hope your
yeah.
wife don't hate the hobby.
I involved her at the hobby, but she don't like to casting anything at home. So
Okay. But now she have to like it because it pays your bills.
yes. Well, she helped me a lot because she maintained the production now.
Okay.
And now she's putting everything that it needs to be in here, it needs to be in here, and the casting processing, something like that. And she helped me really a lot.
Very nice.
And about the casting, the second thing, please do not copy anything from other producers, because that's the piracy. So it's not good, very, very not good. The third thing about casting, if you want to cast something simple like bases or some kinds of simple beads, just use molding silicone, make a copy of it, and go with the resin. And fourth thing, please check YouTube. There is a lot a lot of films about the home casting. Really, we start with checking YouTube for some advices about casting. Really, you can see there are a lot of fun and useful stuff.
That's nice. Yes, piracy is always a bad thing. Do you have ever a problem with somebody who is pirating your models?
Mm, I haven't seen such a situation. I see two possibilities because of this. First one, we are still too small company,
Okay.
so no one wants to copy our models. And second thing is that the price of our models aren't so big, aren't so high, to try to play with the casting.
Yes.
So if someone wants to make molds of every part of the model and then cast it with the same qualities, it's not
Easy to be a
it's
cheaper.
not easy. Yes, yes. So I think that's maybe in future, but now I'm not worried about it.
Okay, that's good. That's very well. I think also our community, so the Lord of the Rings players who also use your models for alternative models are very loyal to companies like you, because you do something that's very important to get a little bit of different, a little bit of variation, and models you don't have the ability to get any other way. So I think they will also support you, because yeah, so in just buying from you. So I think that's a big thing.
Well, yes, I want to thank you, the community, because thanks to the community and their support, we are here now. We are a bigger company. We can make more models. In last few months, we are making more projects, not for the only gamers, because we make a lot of mistakes. For example, the scale. If you check the scale of our foot model with the scale of the model from Games Workshop, for example, or from the Forge World, we try to make those models really good looking. So the proportions are normal. The heads aren't too big, the hands aren't too big. But in Games Workshop and Forge World models, everything is bigger. Hands are bigger, heads are bigger, the foot are bigger. We scale those models to the normal size and we get some kind of mutants, but people buy it. So we should go in this way, I think.
I think you do a lot of things right, and just because you have the ability to work just for this is a very big thing that you do something right. Because if I think back, our first meeting was in about May 2019. There was no if I remind right, there was no expectations in, okay, I just work for this, you worked in another company as well. Everything was a little bit smaller and this, so it's very amazing that you go this way and it works so well.
Yes, that's true. It's only a year from our last meeting, and we are still going faster and faster in the future, to the future, to be honest. I'm still thinking about what will be in next year, but well, we will see. We will see. This year will be really important for our company.
That's awesome. I think something that helped you very well is you Polish guys are very nice and kind and very good to work with them. It's sometimes I think nothing against German or English guys, but they're more straight, they're more I don't know the right word. They're very correct, if you know what I mean. If I texted in my if I remind well, then when I texted Orzol Studio the first time, it was like I text with a good old friend and not with a company. I think
Okay.
that's a big thing because it's much more commode. It's much more comfortable to speak with you than speak with somebody who just for whom it's just a job.
So, just to be clarifying it, from the start, from the beginning, my vision of contact with the client was something like speaking with a good friend or someone who is also a gamer like me. So I was thinking just like a customer. If I will speak with someone from this company, how would I be? Well, how would I like to be treated by this company? So I'm trying to be just like a normal person for every one client. And now the Tomasz is taking this job, and he is going in this line still to the future. So the contact with client is rather speaking with a friend, not like a person without name, without surname, without dreams and so on.
You
The
do
contact
this
with the
so
client
well.
is very important to us.
You do this so well. It's so it's like you say. It's like texting with a friend. It's like it's a very very nice way of communication. If I talk to you, everybody in the chat who will try this, you will see it. If you will text anytime, you will get a response in a totally kind and friendship way. Okay. Let's have the next question. How many miniatures do you cast per month? Roundabout.
In runabout, in this year, normally at 1 month, we produce from 1,000 to 2,000 28mm models and about 100 and more bigger models.
That's a lot of miniatures. That's a lot of resin.
Yes,
you know,
it's a lot of resin.
just a question. If you don't know the answer, it's not a problem. But do you know how much weight do you use in resin?
For 1 month?
Or per year or something?
If I will split it to the each month, it will be about 60 to 80 kilograms per month.
That's nearly my weight.
Nearly.
That's hard. That's really hard. Good morning, Mark. Very nice that you join us. Okay. So let's have a look. What other questions we have? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, from everywhere, to be honest. From books,
Okay.
from films, from talking with other people,
Okay.
from dreams. Sometimes after night, when I wake up, I got some kind of dream and try to write it down. And well, if you will use your imagination correctly, you will see the inspiration everywhere. You see the pile of rocks. Well, what if those pile of rocks will start speak? It won't be only the pile of rocks. Is there a strange tree? No, it might be an ant. you'll see a dark alley in the city. No, 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 it's not the dark alley. It's the place where the strange beings meeting to make some crazy plans about the world. So I think that the inspiration you can find everywhere. In history, for example, if you will check the history of our world and go to the Mittelerde or even earlier to the ancients, well, there is a lot of inspiration. Even Tolkien used the Nordic and Germanic mythology in his great books. So I think we need to look for inspiration everywhere, really. And I try to take it from everywhere.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. So you have a great imagination. Um, you have a
The
lot.
big thing is that I cannot make 3D models just like Robert, because it would be really awesome. So I can use my imagination and go it just straight to the computer.
Do you paint it? Do you draw it then, or how do you make it so that Robert can make a model of out of it?
Try to draw it, but my experiences in drawing are totally bad.
Okay.
So we speak a lot. We really speak a lot. I'm trying to make some proposition of models. So I take some models, I cut it, put it in different position, and say to Robert, okay, it should look like that, something like that. And well, we speak one to another and make the ideal version of the model that we want.
Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. Maybe you get an idea of mine myself. Anytime, where in the future. I have there something in my head.
Okay, what is it?
I would totally love shields with
Yes.
with our lion on it.
Okay, so I need to write it down.
And maybe just like not the knight of a swan order, also not a swan knight, more like a lion knight. Something like this would totally awesome. Plate armor, a little bit of chainmail, maybe a hammer and the shield. That would be amazing.
Give me a second, I will write it down. Well, that is a really key information because, to be honest, we are waiting for any kind of proposition from our clients, from the community, about what should we make in future.
Okay.
We want to make some kind of anket. Well, some kind of proposition where the player puts what should we do in the future.
Okay.
And we will take some of those propositions and make it in the next few months. So we want the community to be involved in our project. It will be really great.
You have another option, like on the Berlin Mastership. You produced a bear for them.
Yes, that was interesting project because the German championship guys asked me about if we can make something with the Berlin statue. The Berlin statue is a bear, so I said, okay, no problem. We'll make a bear with the tablet to Berlin, and we produce it for them. It was unique for the Berlin championship, and for the other person who wants to make a bigger tournament, we also provide something like that. So if you have got some kind of idea of a model or something like that, and you say, okay, I will buy 60 or 80 or whatever amount of those models for the tournament, you will get special price, and
very
it can
nice.
be do.
So if you like to have a special casted model just for you or your event, if you can purchase it, you can order it from Orzol Studio. Have I understand this the right way?
Yes, yes. But to be honest, we made that special model just for this event. But after it, for example, about 3 months or one half later,
Half a year later.
yeah, we put it onto the store, but it will be changed. So the original model will still be available only for the this tournament players.
So, for example, at the Berlin Bear, there was the special base, and this
Yes.
base is no. You have no option to get this base in another way than go to this tournament. So it will be your unique model there.
Yes.
That's a
correct.
very good idea. So you can use these designs as well, because it's a lot of work behind this, and a lot of people will want it. But you also have this unique part for everybody who really wants something just for themselves, or just for their tournament.
Yes, and additional, the price of this model will be lower, really lower than normally in the shop. So going for the tournament, you will get special model in the price of the tournament. It will be something like that.
Nice, very nice. I like the idea very much, because it's very I don't know the right word. The community have a chance to have I don't know the right word. Can influence what you produce, but it's more for the future, because it's also for your company. So everybody benefits from this idea. So now I have some words for this. What are your next projects in your mind? What you will put next on the market? Maybe elves, evil men, orcs? That's the original question.
No, we are focusing on the evil men. After we put on market the Drukini command, the 3 female, one with the staff, one with
the drum, and one with the big horn.
Yes, we put it on the shop and waiting what will be the opinion about it. So if the design will be okay, and so on and so on. Now we know that we make some mistakes that I have speak before about the scale, about every other things, and we want to move forward with this project, but not only a standard miniature, but a multi-part miniature. So you will get the torso, the heads, the arms, and so on. We have sent you some pictures of the next project. You have got the helmets, I think.
I put them in the video. One moment. Yes, they're in it. So you can see there you have the classical nose protection. You have a what's the name for it? Arrow case? I don't know.
So, well, yeah, the idea is to make a multi-parted models based on the Eastern culture, on the middle, not Middle Earth.
Middle Age,
well, on the Eastern,
medieval.
Middle Age, yeah,
medieval
medieval Eastern culture. Some can say that that will be the Eastern Link project, but we cannot use the trademarks, so you know.
Yes. So you will produce miniatures like this, and one question fits very well because you just talked about it. The helmet Thomas sends me is perfect to put it on my own head. In the video, it fits very well. How do you handle copyrights? Are there any problems with the connections to the Lord of the Ring or the Hobbit movies? So Had you ever problems with this? Any contesting or just something?
Do not use the trademarks and we do not use the names. So
Yes.
even the models are not a slight different. There are really big differences between our models and the original models from Gebu, for example. Our beasts are not the fell beasts from the Lord of the Rings. There are big differences between them. So for now, we don't have any issue with the trademarks or with the other producers. I hope so that there will be no problem in future.
I
Because
hope
just like
too.
I said, we make the models for not only Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, but for the many systems, and it can be used everywhere.
Yes, totally. So I never had the thinking. Okay, this miniatures looks like one of the film. You offering an alternative, a model that can be used for it, but that
Yes.
don't looks like it. So it's like I use a Viking for a Rohan warrior. It's like using your models for a Nazgul. It's not. It's possible to use it, but it don't look the same. It's something totally different, in my opinion. That's something you do your way, and I like it because there are a difference. There is another design to use it, so not all the models look the same. Because if you use something that's look totally exactly like somebody else, why I should buy yours?
One more thing, talking about the beasts, the monsters, that is totally okay because the monsters can be different. But if we are talking about the human models in 28 millimeter scale, then we need to really watch out just not to take some parts from the Lord of the Rings movies or pictures or something like that. So we are checking the historical historical drawings of armors, of helmets, of weapons. That's why I'm talking about the Eastern culture and the armors and the helmets and the whole clothing from the Eastern culture that we will use in this upcoming project.
Yes, that's a thing. I think it's very good thinking and is a very good way to work with it, so you don't have any troubles. And we have a lot. We have you for a long time more.
Yeah, well, if I will get any trouble with the copyrights, then I know that I will need to take my models from the shop.
Yes.
So it won't be nice for my clients if I will say, okay, I've got really nice models. You can buy it, you can take it, and so on and so on. And after 1 month or 2 months, I will say, oh, sorry, no, it's not possible. It won't be good for my clients.
It's not good for a client. It's not good for a company, and it's not good for the positive vibes in the whole miniature world.
That's true.
So I think you do it the right way. It's very good. For the one who watch us live, you have the possibility to ask questions. If you want to know something from somebody who is producing miniatures very well, you can ask the questions now. I have some in my pocket for it, but if you want to know something else, just ask. And for this, I ask you another time. Another question: do you imagine to produce any trolls or treants?
Yes, of course. I've got a big imagination, and we are thinking about making trolls and ants. And to be honest, we are talking about the tournaments and special models for the tournaments. Yes. We are during making some project of ant for one of such a tournament, and that model of ant will be included for the players in this tournament. Yes. I cannot tell now. I cannot tell more now, but in future, I don't know, 1 month, maybe 2 months, you will see it announced.
Very, very nice. I hope I will see it. Maybe it is a German tournament.
I cannot say that.
Okay.
Close. It's close.
Okay. Okay. I don't have any more questions about it. Okay, so let's have a look what questions we have. What are your conditions to launch new products on the market? What is your what do you think? Okay, that would be nice. What's your way from your imagination to a sellable miniature? What do a product have to
provide to finish as well?
What had it to fulfill that you totally say, okay, I cast it and I sell it?
Hard question. To be honest, it's not. Well, to be honest, we are not sure in 100%. Never. We are never sure in 100% that the product, that miniatures that we make will go well, because we were thinking that, for example, Aristeros on Terror will go really well after releasing, and we was shocked that after showing people Aristeros on Terror, we have seen more selling Lavrax and Kadros on Gargaroth, rather than a new model, which was the Terror with Aristeros. So we cannot be never sure what will be selling well. But if the community will give us straight information, okay guys, community needs some kind of models to be, for example, I don't know, the villages with the forks, or villages with the axes or something like that, or any other models, then we will put it into our schedule, and we'll check when we can make it.
Very nice. There is a funny question in the chat. I don't understand it totally, but maybe you will understand it. Will Orzol Studio produce the stand-alone version of Sevastos, the mutant hedgehog of Druid Radoslavos?
Okay. Hello, Kamil. We know each other from Poland.
Okay.
It's a good friend of mine. So the question is about the Sevastos. It's a little hedgehog on the bear base. Okay. You can see on the
I know
base, there is a little hedgehog.
On the sculpted base with the woodland. There is a small little hedgehog. Yes, I know. And
so the question was about is that a mutant friend of the not the third mage? It was Gandalf.
Radagast.
It wasn't the Radagast, but Radoslav.
Radoslav. Very nice.
About keeping the trademarks and so on.
Okay.
Is there a possibility some other peaceful woodland creatures? Yes, we are now we are working about the creatures from the farms. So we made 3 pigs, something like that, 3 pigs and other animals, ducks and so on. I hope that we will launch it in this month.
Okay.
To the shop, and the next one will be forest animals. So it will be probably deers, eagles, I don't know, from the forest. Some other forest creatures.
Very nice.
We will see if this will be creatures, models that the market will swallow.
Okay, great. A question of mine, this is a question of myself. You play Lord of the Rings as well?
Yes, I used to now. Yes.
Yes.
I don't have such a time now, but yes, I used to.
Yes, how long do you have played?
Oh, since when or how long?
How long?
Okay, 15 years.
Whoa,
I think so.
long. That's a long time.
15, yeah. From the beginning, I think. When the first models goes to the market, I try to buy everything, every single models in the special brochure that
yes,
came.
the Agostini strategy Middle-earth.
Yes, I got a lot of the Agostini brochures and buy every one of them. And then I met my wife, and she bought me the first metal dwarfs, and I started collecting the dwarfs.
Very nice. So you play Khazad-dûm today as well, or what?
Yes.
What are your armies? What are your preferred armies?
Well, I loved Khazad-dûm and Angmar. That my most lovely armies. But to be honest, to win, I not always took the Khazad-dûm and the Angmar. In Berlin, I took the Kandis army, the whole Kandis horsemen and chariots, and just running around the table. And for example, I used also the lake towns with Bard, with Mirkwood, Elves, and that's all.
Okay.
That's all.
It's very nice. So a question for myself. This question is a little bit the thing. I hope to hear something nice today. I already did some product reviews about your products.
Yes.
Tim from HTL as well. Do you see any changes in the sale after a YouTuber or something makes a product review?
Yes, we have seen on shop more customers that are moving around the shop and buying more stuff. But to be honest, we don't have a lot of different models.
Okay.
We have got only a few models, few beasts, and so on. So the new customers will buy few things, and that's all. But of course, we see the movement after such interviews and the YouTube channel interviews and films and so on.
Okay.
So yes, we see it.
That's
So thank you.
That's
Thank
good
you very
for
much.
me. No, you don't have to thank me. It's just for me something. Okay, do you profit for it, or is it just a benefit for myself? And so so it's very nice to hear that you also profit, take advantage of a video of mine.
Yeah, we take a profit of it.
Okay, that's nice. So I just have 3 more questions here. So if the chat don't do anything, that will not last very long. anymore. Which software do you use for designing your miniatures? I don't have any idea about this, but it was a question in the community.
Robert Rozo, who is our main designer, is using ZBrush. It's a program ZBrush for modeling, 3D modeling, and that's all.
Okay.
It's that program that he used to make everything.
Okay. Yeah.
I need to learn it, really. I really need to learn it.
I think it's very hard and very you need a lot of time to create a miniature that's very with a very lot of details, with very difference, and I think that could be really hard to learn, isn't it?
Well, to be honest, it's not hard to start, but it's hard to be a master in it.
Yes.
Yes. But without moving forward, we will not do anything. If I will stand 1 year ago in my company and will say to myself, I cannot do it because it's too hard, I will be still in the same place.
Yes.
I cannot say to myself, no, I won't do this because it's too hard. I need to push forward, still push forward.
That's a good way. The easiest way is not always the best way.
True.
Okay, so what's questions I have? You already produced terrain pieces of a dark fortress. Do you
Yes.
plan to do any other more terrain?
Yes, we have got such terrain in our plans from a long time, trying to figure out the best technology of make it. Now we are focusing on two almost done projects. It's the ruined city, similar to Gondor.
Okay.
So we have got all the parts of those almost produced, but we need to check the possibility to make it in more copies and in cheaper, so the customer will get it cheaper. And the second thing is the Moria models.
Okay.
A lot different than the first prototypes that we show on ETC.
Yes, and I know this is very awesome with the I need the word again. Columns, the fallen columns, and the trainways, and these things. It's very very nice.
Well, we checked our own projects then, and we say to ourselves that it's not good for the client, to be honest, because it's too simple. We want to make something better,
Okay.
really better.
More or something more special.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have a question in the chat. Will the terrain be MDF, so wood, or resin?
Resin and MDF. Some projects will be MDF and HDF. It will be laser cutted. We have got only two houses on our shop now, but after this weekend we will put another 10 houses, more houses to the shop, and other things from the laser cutted production.
I've got some
And
pictures of Tomasz, if it's okay that I show them.
Yes, please.
I put it in the video, so you can talk
Okay.
while of this, so I just put it in.
So we have got a lot of projects for the laser cut, and we want to put it to the shop in this upcoming week. For example, you can see on the screen the project of the walls with the whole for the models. It's based on the Harad city, on the Harad terrains.
So I have a look. Maybe
yes,
have some
of course.
other questions.
It could be used for the saga, Saracens, and other historical systems. We are still involving it because, for example, the walls. Of course, you can put the models on the lower level. But what if the fight will goes in there? So we figured out that the roof needs to be removed, so you can easily move the models on the first floor. So we still involved our project. I don't want to put into market a project that is not good for the players. I don't want just to sell project. I want to sell something that is really good.
That's usable.
Yeah, that is usable for the players. I'm the player also, so I know what the players need.
Here we have another tower of this, and I have about the top of it. 1 second. But that's not the only fortress you're planning. You're also planning something for a 3D printer, if I understand it the right way, because
Yes.
I got some nice pictures of it. So
we have got in plans a bigger project that we want to print for the clients. After all, we decide that we will put it on the shop as an STL files, so everyone could buy the STL files and print it in the company where he want, or even print it by himself or herself if he or she have a printer. So that is the third way to sell and production the terrains. Resin, laser cutted, and the STL files.
very, very, very nice. So the fortress, I put some picture. I put the picture in the video at the moment. The round towers reminds me a bit of Stronghold Crusader. I already talked about it. It's very nice because it's a bit of a more medieval feeling. Because most time when you get towers, they're square. Always edges and everything, so a round tower is something more special, more interesting for myself, so I like them very much. They don't fit in a Minas Tirith plate, but for something else they're very, very nice.
Yes. Well, Minas Tirith is gigantic. It's monumental.
Yes,
so making the terrain of the Minas Tirith in standard, in normal scale, it would take half of a room.
Maybe more if I think. Do you know the miniature world in Hamburg?
Yeah.
They had nearly like this. You have to do something in this expansion, so it isn't playable. You can't play in a realistic way of Minas Tirith. You can fight a small place, you can fight a small part of the wall, but the whole thing is not possible, in my opinion.
It's too big. It's too big, and you cannot reach the elements. So I understand that.
You need something like in Mission Impossible, where you are on a on a towel and you're hanging from the top of the room, and then you can play this way from above it. That would be the only possibility to play it that way.
Well, that is the interesting option for the players, to be honest. Why not
That could be a very nice video if you somebody have to first climb above the walls and move his miniatures. It sounds very sporty. Maybe it would be good for myself. Okay. I have a last question of all, and this is: what are your personal targets for the company? What do you want to be? What do you want to reach? What you want to? What is your success? What you want? What the way you want to go?
Expansion. I want to company to expand.
Okay.
Just expand. Now we have got 5 staff on a board with myself. I want more people involved in our company. I want more miniatures made in our company. I want the projects team that should be bigger. Now it's only Robert. I want 3 person in the project team. So everything bigger, better, faster. So just
growing.
Standard way, yes. But to be honest, one thing that we cannot forget, if we will become bigger, we cannot forget about our origins. So we cannot forget about the customer service. We cannot forget about our customers and how should we talk with our customers. That's the basic that we shouldn't ever forget.
You can tattoo it yourself. Speak nice to the customers with a big in big letters, so you have every time you get a message on Facebook, read this first, then you know it.
Yes.
Can you imagine to do a tabletop system by yourself? So not just providing miniatures, providing a rule book as well?
Yes. It's the song of the future. We are thinking about few different ways of make our own battle system. And there will be, of course, the rule book and everything that the normal standard game needs. So it will be a big project, maybe Kickstarter project. For now, it's just a thing of the future. I need the stability of the company, so that I will know everything is stable, everything is okay, good. So we can go to the Kickstarter project.
Very, very nice idea. I hope it will be fine. Maybe I play it by myself. I'm a little collector, so it would be fit very well. Yes, there is another question in the chat. Will there be more dioramas like the beautiful CAD diorama?
Well, we want to. To be honest, we want to, but checking how much we sell them, it's not a good idea at this moment. Because, well, we were disappointed, to be honest. We put the Jaded diorama in last year, just for the well, Halloween, something like that, and we was really surprised. No, it's not the good say, not surprised. We was. It's not. It wasn't a good feeling when you have got only 3 or 4 orders for 3 months.
Yes.
So we put a lot of effort on it, and it doesn't sell good, to be honest.
It's a very special thing. So no, it's not for not everybody can use it. Not everybody want to use something like this. So it's very special and a very low amount of people who need something like this or who want something like this. It's totally beautiful, but it's something totally special.
Yes, but to be honest, we are producing the models, the busts, and some other things for our clients that sell those in the hundreds of on dozens of units in the whole world. I think that the problem is that we don't have the reach for more clients. We are still too small. We don't. Well, we don't exist in the internet, to be honest.
We have to change this.
Yeah, I hope so.
So everybody who is watching this video at the moment, spread the word of the Orzol Studio.
If I could have a question to the Operation Mad Dog, what models do you want to see as a diorama? Do you have got any special idea about what should we produce? What models?
Roga, now it's your time.
So we will wait for the answer and go forward.
Yes. The problem is when we're speaking, they hear it about a minute later.
Ah, okay.
Because
okay.
it's a little bit of dispension between it, so it can take a few seconds until the answer reaches ourselves. Okay. So my next Orzol miniature I want to paint are the ghosts. So I plan Angmar by myself, to do an Angmar force by myself, and so I have some race and such things. I got a lot of orcs in the last few weeks, so now I need ghosts, and I have a nice idea. My one will be violet. I want violet ghosts. I think that could be a nice idea. Don't like the standard. I have also green ghosts, but that's everybody had green ghosts. Operation Mad Dog just ordered the diorama of yours.
Okay, thank you, Mad Dog. Still, if you want to say what model you want to see in the future, what kind of diorama, please share it with us, and I will figure it out how to make it real in near future.
Maybe there is an option to do it. Okay. Just a hobby question. Do you paint yourself? Not yourself. Do you paint miniatures for yourself? So not painting yourself.
Just like with the games, I used to, but now I don't have so many time for it.
Okay.
I want to back to my painting station. I want to end my the whole dwarf army, and especially I want to end my project of Moria, because now the Moria is the army itself, with the Balin, with the Floi, with the dwarves that are wounded and so on. So there will be a lot of conversions, and I want to back to it.
Okay.
But well, in time. I love to painting, really.
Okay. Maybe you will send me some pictures of your dwarf forces. I would really like to see them.
Okay. Well, not at this moment. I need
not now, but in future maybe I get some pictures. That would be very nice. I'm very interested in seeing them.
Okay.
Maybe Roga is a little bit shy because he don't want to tell us what type of miniatures he wants to see in a diorama. But
it's not a problem. We can wait, or well, it's not the decision that you made just like that. So totally okay.
If somebody of you have an idea for a model, you always can text Orzol Studio on Facebook. They respond very, very fast. You can talk with them, you can chat with them, and maybe they already have an idea like this. Or you put a new idea in their heads and we get a new cool miniatures because of your ideas. So don't be shy, text them, not annoy them. Maybe just one or two questions, not the whole idea book. You covering yourself near the bed for about 10 years. That would be too much, maybe. But if you have a really good idea, I think nobody will say no to the ideas.
That's true.
Okay, I don't have any questions anymore. My prepared questions are all done.
What can I say?
How about a honorable duel between a Druchini Blade Master and the Western King?
Good idea.
Maybe something, maybe something to take the miniatures out of the diorama, so you can play the Blade Master and the Western King in normal game, and put it in the diorama as well.
Well, the scale, should it be a 28mm or the 75mm?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. That is the important question, because the Jade was in 75mm, so it won't be playable.
That's right.
That's
You can use it
really
at Giants.
Yeah, you cannot.
But
I have got the nice question about using our 54mm Aristeros, so it's a lot bigger, as Necromancer.
Oh, yes, that could
because
work very
bigger,
well. Yes.
It's got everything, so yeah, why not?
That would work very well, and it's very cool, because I have to say I don't like the original Necromancer model, because it's just like a big bulb, a little bit like Blob. Do you know Blob? The green, slime. It's like this, just a big amount of metal. And so I think it's a very nice idea to use something like this that's more detailed, that's more special. So I like the idea very much. Okay.
So about this diorama that Facio asked, should it be 28mm or 75mm diorama? What do you think?
I'm totally for 28mm, so I could use it.
So you can use it
in the battle and have a nice diorama in my collection. But maybe there is another opinion in the chat. Don't be shy. If you have any questions, now is your chance to use it. Maybe in 10 minutes it's over. Then you have to wait until the next interview with myself. So what is your plan for today? It's a nice Sunday. Is it hot at yourself? So, is it hot outside?
It's hot. It's really hot, but I see outside the window that it will rain about 4 hours, I think. Okay. It's cloudy. It's really hot, but it's also cloudy. Well, after the interview, I will take another cup of coffee. And then goes to the workshop, because I still have some projects to do, but only a few hours. Later I've got D&D session, so I need to just give some free time to myself. Well, and after it will be night, so that's all. And tomorrow to work again. So it's still it's, you know, making a models, making a company. It's not like okay, I will sell something and it's everything okay. You need still work to be better.
There is a German phrase that we use very often is somebody doing a business by themselves. It means if somebody have a company by himself, we call it selbstständig. And if you part these two parts, self, do everything yourself, and ständig, all the time. So it's a perfect word for doing for running your own business. We have two answers for questions about the diorama. Operation Bedrock, so maybe you can do both. 28 millimeters for the players and 75 millimeters for the collectors. Maybe like you did it for the beasts. You had a big one for the collectors and a small one for the players. And Sfactio means 28 millimeters dynamic dual to display on your shelf and to use minis to play with. So I think we have more players like me who want this dynamic miniatures.
My imagination just starts working, so I see the photos.
Myself. A Blade Master would be very nice. I like the gaming style of Dragon Knight. Maybe there will not be just a foot model. Maybe you get something mounted on a horse. Then I would be very glad. Roga feels alone as a collector. I think there will be enough people who will take the collecting option, but I'm a player. I can't just talk for the players.
That's another question I see.
Pecino asks, how do you think about a model of the catapult troll or the other unreleased miniatures from the book like Spraga? That's very difficult.
To be honest, when we will release the troll, there will be natural thing that we will think about the catapult suite. We have also think about the catapult troll, that you don't have the model for it, and we were thinking about make catapult itself, so you can attach it to the model that is already on the market, or should we make the model from the base, so the troll from the basics with the catapult, with some kind of goblins or small orcs that.
Yes.
That are on top of it. We have got still it in the plan.
Okay.
It's the bigger model. We have got it in the plan, to be honest. I don't know when we will release it. We will make the special brochure enquete on the site, and we will see what the players will say. How many people will say, okay, we want the catapult troll. If there will be enough people, our company will go for this project.
Very nice.
Yes, to be honest, we don't know exactly what the community wants. We make some models, and we still make them only because we want to make something. But we are not sure if the community will accept it. So
Yes.
the contact with the community is really important for us, for example.
I think the problem with named models like Braga is that on the one side you want to fit it very well to the person in the film. On the other side you don't want to do something that's against the trademarks, against the copyrights. So it's very hard to produce a model for a named character in a movie. I think.
Well, that's the one thing, but for example, check our bear and his companion,
Okay.
Bron, right? Someone would say, okay, it's not the Bron, it's the guy from the film, right? that shapeshift into the bear. So, but if you will check both models, they are different. They are slightly different. So we don't make a model that is exactly from the film. We cannot. We cannot because of the trademarks and the copyrights.
Yes. Oh, oh verdammt. Jetzt habe ich mal. Okay. So, if there are not more questions, I would say we do a little cut. Maybe we have the opinion to do another interview in future when there is something new we can talk about, or maybe we can talk about new project of yourself in small videos in another version of this. So if you are open to this, I don't want to force you to do this.
I'm really open to it.
Okay, I like it very much to talk with you because it's something more personal than just texting in Facebook, because we have seen ourselves just one time, and it's very nice to have the opinion to talk with you this way. So I enjoyed it very much. It was very interesting to hear what's your what your opinions are, what your way of your company is. So I'm very glad that it's working so well, and I hope it will last a lot more longer, and you will have the opinion to produce a lot more miniatures that we can purchase.
Great. I'm waiting for next interview, and it was a pleasure for me to speak with you, to answer to the people and make questions online. I want to say hello to others that are writing still. Mad Dog, don't worry, it will be okay.
You made my wallet cry, and I really like forward painting the diorama. We would be very happy to see your diorama painted, Roga. So if you paint it, I will send a picture to Lukasz. So if it's okay for you, maybe you will see it on Facebook or something like this, but we can chat about this later. Total writes, no question, I'm happy. Thanks for the interview to your both of you. Yes, I enjoyed it very much. I hope you too. And the last words are for the guest.
For me, for the guest.
Yes, for you.
The last word, well, I want to thank you. I will keep pushing forward. And the last question.
Okay. So, I think that's for today. I will release you in a nice day with D&D.
Thank you.